And he's in an interesting point in his career, Raja, where I don't know. I think this is NBA's athlete life, but it's also just life in general, where you get into the league, you're trying to make a name for yourself in the league, then you become generationally great, and then you press to try to win the title. And then when you get to the backstretch of your career, you're like, man, I have a better perspective, and I'm on vibes. If I win another title, I win another title. What have you seen from him during this stretch? He's scoring about as well as he's scored. He's not as athletic as he once was, but he's coming off an Achilles and multiple knee injuries. But he's playing really well. What have you seen from this iteration, Kevin Durant, at this stage of his career?
Coming back from an Achilles, probably, there's no probably about it. It definitely isn't what it was when Dominique Wilkins tore his Achilles. But it's still a catastrophic type of injury that is really, really, really hard to come back from and look the same. And while he may not have the exact same burst, he's still fantastic, man. Like, he's in his 15th year, man. This is his 6th highest points per game, of his career, Logan. Like, this is his 15th year, man. He's played 58. He's played 58 games this year, man. 3-point percentage is, I think, 4th highest of his career. He's just having an incredible year in a way that I wasn't sure he was going to be able to do after tearing the Achilles. Not because I doubted him, but because I know what that injury does. Even with today's, medicine and rehab at your disposal, it's just a devastatingly bad injury to sustain. And I don't have the words necessarily to describe how impressive it is to watch that dude go out there and continue to cook and score at this level. Now, yes, he's 6'11". Yeah, and he's uber skilled. That always helps. But do you know what it's like to be the number one scorer? I mean, I want to be clear, because there have been a lot of guys in the NBA that have made a career out of scoring the ball. Where he falls on the list of, that's still TBD. But I just want to say to the layman, because guys who played, they kind of understand this. You might get cast in the role of the number one guy on any given night. Maybe there's some injuries your team has sustained. Maybe you get traded to a bad team and you go from being, that's what happened to me. You go from being the number 4 option to, like, on any given night, Larry Brown is trying to run plays for me to score 25 so that we can win in Charlotte. Do you know how hard that is?
Yes. I don't, but like, I can imagine.
I didn't find hooping hard. Going out there and playing in NBA games, I didn't find extremely hard. I had worked my whole life to do it. I was good at it. I didn't find that specifically hard. But when you said, hey, man, the whole defense knows what's going to happen. They know what we run. They know what you do. You're going to come off these screens, and they're going to be waiting for you when you come off of that screen, but I still need you to score. That is incredibly difficult.
And with Kevin, everybody knows what he's going to do because he's been doing it. He has a signature game. We know he's going to come off the pick. We know he's going in the post what he's going to do. We know everything. We know his game because we've seen it for 15 years.
He's an artist. He's an artist. That's what he is. And I hate to be corny about it because I know he kind of, I don't know him well, but when I see him, he kind of projects like that. Like he looks like he's got a little hipster vibe to him.
He's a sad boy artsy hipster vibe. He's one of those. He's a sad boy hipster vibe.
But he plays like that. He plays like it's art. He plays like
Kyrie is similar to that as well.
Kyrie is very similar to that, where this is a canvas. Like LeBron plays to win. And this, I don't want this to be a viral type of clip because I'm not saying they don't play.
Everybody
to win,
relax.
But
all the TikToks relax.
Clearly they play to win. But you understand what I'm saying. Like LeBron's doesn't look like art necessarily. LeBron's looks like wrestling sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie real quick though. I just want to
their shit looks like ballet.
I just want to say a quick aside. This is what I want all my real ones to do, including Raja. Go watch just clips. I watched the clip of LeBron. You could do it with Durant. Steph, whoever you want, just go on YouTube, press mute on the highlight, and just put Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang on. It's amazing experience. Just, when you talk about art, you might do that.
It's like art.
Get you a little beverage,
I might take
Raja, and just go do it.
And scoring to him is it's an art, and he is. I remember playing him when he came into the league in Seattle, and I mean everybody knew he was going to be really, really good. He averaged 20 a game that year, and he was a matchup nightmare, both offensively and defensively. And quite frankly, that's the piece that people miss the most about him, because it's hard to always quantify what you do defensively. Not in the same way you can put a number, like he scored this many points, he this and this from the 3-point line as a percentage. But with that type of length, especially kind of when he was younger, in the athleticism, what that looks like defensively when you plug it into almost any lineup is crazy. But so that gets lost on him. But you knew he could score. You knew he was going to be really good. I don't know that I necessarily saw the mastery of the craft being able to sustain for this long, if that's fair. I mean, because he was so long and so slight a build, and you never really know. Like it wasn't like
also you had never seen anything like that before.
We had never seen it, and it was 6'11" out there with the ball in its hand, playing like a guard. Like that just didn't really exist like that. And so, I mean, it's been really, really cool to watch. I wonder how much he's got left in him. It doesn't look like he's slowing down. So, I mean, I don't remember what you asked me about him to start, but I just had to effuse praise.
Are you going to watch Kevin Durant highlights after
really
this
cool.
after this podcast? Are you going to just go pull up the highlights and just be like, let's look at the compilation? Which one is that? What you're up to? Because you kind of got you got in the bag right now.
I did get in my bag, but I appreciate. I mean, I have a true appreciation for the art of it and the way he approaches it.